Hi, everybody. Welcome back for round 3 of the X Standard Cube League. I'm Ben Grove here bringing you my action against Phrutz. This time around, Phrutz is bringing a Tyranitar Weavile Naganadel deck, which is a really cool concept. The Naganadel brings energy back from the discard, and Weavile moves those energy up to Tyranitar, who's got some really big attack costs, as Tyranitars frequently do. His deck has a strong core concept. It's a little light on ball search, and on Cube Coca, he named his deck after that fact and was lamenting that a little bit. But we'll see how that impacts in the actual match. It's been a while, so I'm glad to be back. The Christmas holidays are always pretty busy for me, so happy to get right back into the action. If you're interested in joining some of the Cube action yourself, make sure to check out the links in the description for the Pokemon TCG Cube League Discord, as well as if you want to support the content I make, my Patreon link is there as well. Well, with that, let's just go ahead and hop right into it. Okay. Starting off, I get a couple mulligans for turn 1. And Phrutz is going to go ahead, attach to Skwovet, bench a Sneasel, and pass. Not a very strong start, no Larvitar down. My hand's got some interesting things. The ropes are going to be pretty cool. And I can start pressuring some things not named Skwovet. But I can also, I think, take a KO on Skwovet, potentially. Phrutz is just going to go ahead and use Weavile GX's Shadow Connection to move that energy back, dig with a Nest Dash, and pass on over. I've got Tapu Koko, which is going to be a great pivot. And since my hand isn't that great, I think I just take the KO here. Yep. We go ahead, Lance Pulse for 30 damage times 2 because of Skwovet's weakness, and we get the KO. Now, Phrutz, luckily, one of the 2 cards off of the Nest Dash from Skwovet, and his draw for turn is Cynthia's Ambition, so he's going to draw all the way up to 8 due to my knockout. And he's just going to go ahead and get Naganadel onto the board. Viridian Forest away an energy to put it into the discard for Naganadel to get, and then search another energy out of the deck and attach it. So he's got 4 energy in play. I've got none. I've just got a Tapu Koko, and we're really stuck a little bit here. Luckily, an Ultra Ball off the top. And since I have 2 Aerodactyl in hand, I'm just going to go ahead and discard one of them and search my deck for either Aerodactyl or either a Fossil or either a Rockruff to get something started here. The good thing is we are fighting yet another matchup where weakness is in my favor. So the Weavile, even though it's got about 200 HP, it is pretty easy for me to one-shot. I'm just kind of thinking about which Rockruff I would like to pull out. The double draw one with 60 HP and attack to draw 2 cards. Looks like my choice. Nope, I go for the 70 HP. Collect one. Not really that it matters. I don't think his deck is going to be doing any kind of sniping. I'll go ahead and Raihan to it so I can kind of start getting the energy attachments chaining through, because one thing that my deck is not very good at is chaining attackers, because I have no way to really power up anything except for a Raihan. I'm going to grab a capture energy for turn off the Raihan just to get a secondary attacker possibly in play, or because fossils in this cube do not count for a prize, I can also pivot into that fossil, but I actually do just pass on the Tapu Koko. Phrutz is going to start their turn off with an Evolution Incense. Probably going to get a Barrel. Unless it's prize. I think It's been a while. It's been a while since I played this game that I'm doing commentary on. He potentially prized this Bidoof. I think we're going to end up seeing him grab like a Pupitar or something, which is a big feels bad. His deck has like that's his search right there. That's his evolution search. You can see the Weavile GX is basically threatening a knockout on anything I can put into play right now. With this Claw Slash doing 130. And yeah, I think if Phrutz is making this decision so long, yeah, it definitely means that the Babero is prized. Yeah, he grabs a Tyranitar GX, yeah. That is unfortunate for sure. Ditching an energy off Viridian Force to pull off that combo again, and get them both onto the Naganadel. The Naganadel is a pretty good attacker in its own right. It does 3 for 80, but if the prizes are right, it can do 3 for 160. And Phrutz is just going to go ahead and Claw Slash to take the KO. I can safely go ahead and promote the unidentified fossil if I want, because Aerodactyl evolves and it will have free retreat, so I go ahead and do that. I draw a Rockruff off the top, which is great. Just getting more attackers into play. But I'm going to Viridian Force that Rockruff away to get another fighting energy into rotation. Realistically, because there is no Larvitar or Sneasel in play, my Lycanroc can kind of go the distance. And I'm going to hold on to that Team Flare Grunt. It doesn't really do much here. I should have Twilight Eyes too off the Naganadel. That was definitely a throw. And so the Naganadel comes up after I take the prizes there. We get an Old Amber and a Sonia. Sonia's going to be great. It's going to let me get a Bidoof. Phrutz going to Viridian Force away a T-Tar. And Rescue Stretcher throw it back into the deck. As well as the Sneasel and the Weavile. And just research that hand away. So Tyranitar GX hit the discard as well as a whole bunch of energy. And we finally see a Larvitar hit the field. And so right now Naganadel is 1 prize off of its turning point. If you have exactly 3 prize cards remaining, this attack does 160 damage. We're going to dodge that for right now. He'll throw down the Sky Pillar to bump the stadium and just go ahead and turning point for 80. So I'll start off with a Sonia. I'm going to Sonia for Bidoof and Uxie. We'll play down some cards and then set up 4. Nothing really incredible drawn off the Uxie. That's a little bit of a whiff. And so I'm going to protect the Lycanroc and go in for a Wild Dive. Wild Dive does 50 damage times the amount of energy attached to your opponent's Pokemon, or opponent's active Pokemon. So it'll do 150 to the 130 HP Naganadel. And that'll just kind of protect my one attacker I've got in play, other than this Aerodactyl. Now, what will be kind of weird is I'm basically committing to, yeah, I'm not going to be able to attack next turn unless I Psychic Restore. But just based on Phrutz's board, I was not really in danger of being attacked myself, so I kind of call that a win. He'll go ahead and evolve into Pupitar. And pass the turn over to me. Now, the good thing is this Pupitar has no energy attached, so it's not even really that threatening right now. And so I'll just attach and pass. And at that point, he doesn't really have anything going on. The Tyranitar's not showing up. It is really tough. His deck is without a lot of really good search. I'm gonna go ahead and just start Lone Uxie. Not the best start in the deck for game 2 here, but we've got strong energy. We've got capture energy to go find a Rockruff potentially. So I'm like, yeah, that's fine. We'll take it. Phrutz is going to just go ahead and attach pass to the Sneasel. I will go ahead and use capture energy to go grab a Rockruff. And Great Ball to just see what we can see. And we whiff the Great Ball. Lovely. So I've got right now a Team Flare Grunt and a Dream. And I'm going to go ahead and use Team Flare Grunt and then Psychic Restore and not shuffle Uxie back in. Or shuffle to the bottom. Sneasel gets a Dark Energy, a Rescue Scarf, and the Cynthia's Guidance, basically thinning down the hand to draw up to 5. And he's going to go for the Cut Down and whiffs it, so keep my Capture Energy. I'll attach to the Lycanroc, or to the Rockruff, and think about evolving, and I will to discard the energy. And we're just going to keep on chipping away, I believe, with the Psychic Restore. Yep. Getting a nice chip in on the the Sneasel there. The Rescue Scarf will protect it if it gets knocked out eventually. It does have 38 health left, so it's not really in danger from the Uxie. Phrutz starting off his turn well with the research, but does not find anything good off it. So that is a real big whiff. And I'm going to keep Psychic Restoring. I luckily drew an energy to attach. Not a thrilling turn, but it gets you there. Phrutz does at least have a Cynthia, refreshing the hand again. Now finding all his basics, but still no energy. And I draw a Rockruff off the top. I'll Field Blower the Rescue Scarf and knock out the Uxie. And knocking out or going for the Field Blower there was a really greedy play, which you can see I'm immediately punished. That Larvitar has a weakness policy on it, and I have no way to get rid of the weakness policy. Luckily, Phrutz has to end us to get us a new hand, and I really needed that because I needed some energy to start swinging. I also have a Sonia and a Barrel, so I'm going to be able to get into Bidoof. Or Sonia and Barrel in hand, so I'm going to be able to get Bidoof and start rolling. We'll start off with Sonia, and I think I'll probably just grab Bidoof and Entei. I have a Fire Energy in hand. We might as well grab the Entei. Entei's a decent backup attacker. And we'll go ahead, attach a third energy, retreat out of the Uxie, and swing with Lycanroc for 280 damage. Because this Squovid is weak. And I draw research off the prizes, which is pretty darn good. If Phrutz isn't able to get a KO right here, right now, the Cynthia's Ambition, probably going to keep him in this, drawing all the way up to 8 cards in hand. Hopefully getting something good off that. But just a charging up onto the Nag. And thinking about who to retreat into to pass it over. He's going to go ahead and get some chip onto the Lycanroc, do 80 to me. An incredible top deck for me. The Naganadel has 130 HP, and I do max 120. I'm going to play down some cards and barrel for 1. Oh, I actually don't need that because I have the strong energy on it. So I'm going to be able to just get the KO without using the Grant. And I actually just hold on to the hand. The Grant might prove itself useful to play from hand. Well as I don't want to use the Lycanroc. Phrutz starts his turn off with an Arven. The Arven, I don't think going to be able to get a tool. I think his only tool is weakness policy. But it will be able to get the Evo Incense. And we'll finally see a Tyranitar hitting the board well into game 2. Actually, we will see a Rescue Stretcher throwing back the Nag and the Barrel. And will evolve into the Raging Roar Tyranitar. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve on your Pokemon, you may attach 1 dark energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon. I believe for each prize card, I've taken. So he had 1 energy to start. He's going to be able to get 3 and attach 1 from hand to be able to Dark Mountain for 150, and that will take the KO. It does put me in a weird spot here, as I don't have a Lycanroc ready to go. An energy off the top is good. I'm going to go ahead and bench a Rockruff. And get rid of that hand. And I draw into what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the Wild Diver, and we will go ahead and Wild Dive GX for the knockout. It had 5 energy on it, so I'm going to do 250 damage to that T-Tar. And once again, he's left with no energy in play. Yeah, I'm going to have an awkward turn where I do nothing, but that's fine with me. I'm down to 2 prizes. Phrutz is at 4, and not really in the driver's seat. The one good thing that he does still have going is that weakness policy on the T-Tar. Well, soon to be T-Tar. Phrutz goes ahead and Evo Incense for Weavile, attach Capture Energy, which is going to be able to get the Poipole. So we're going to be able to start charging some stuff up, and he'll TNL and Shuffle Draw 5. Off the Shuffle Draw 5, we find the Bidoof. We're going to retreat into the Larvitar and pass. And yeah, I'm at the point where I don't really have anything to do during my turn, because I just have to attach and keep waiting. Phrutz starts his turn off with a Karina. We're going to Karina for Larvitar and Mysterious Treasure. The Mysterious Treasure is going to be able to get the Naganadel, so they're going to be able to start charging up and building up to another big Larvitar attack. The attach Darkness Energy to the Weavile for turn, but he's going to be able to move that wherever they want. And we'll just pass on the Larvitar. I draw a Karina for turn, which is a really strong draw. And I'll retreat out of the Aerodactyl and Escape Rope. And now, basically, this puts him in a position of we can't get rid of either the Weavile, the Pupitar, or the Naganadel. So I'm going to force them to sacrifice their draw engine. Because I have Grant in the discard pile, so I can KO the Naganadel. I one-shot the other 2. So basically, I kind of created a pin there with my top deck. And we're going to go ahead with the Karina. I only have one fighting Pokemon left because they're all in the discard pile. So I'm going to go ahead and get that Rescue Stretcher so I can get them. Will be a lot cooler if I could have gotten the Devo Spray with the Karina and grabbed one of the Lycanroc, but oh well, they're in the discard. Because the reason why I haven't evolved either of these Rockruffs is I'm kind of going for a evolve one, Devo it, evolve the other to get rid of 2 energy in play. But it's time. The T-Tar GX is here. So we evolve and we lay the Smackdown, and lay the Smackdown GX does 220 damage, and something else. There's an effect to it, I promise. Hopefully I mouse over it. Not seeing a necessarily strong response. I'm just going to promote the Entei to potentially get some chip. Now, the unfortunate thing is once he has his engine in play, I can't really disrupt it with my Lycanrocs. I do need to get a Lycanroc in play, though, so I will Rescue Stretcher it and bring it into play, discarding an energy off of the T-Tar. At the very least, it's slowing the roll of getting a secondary attacker rolling. Now, at this point in the game, I only have to take one more prize. But I realized that the Entei is not going to be the way to do it. The Entei is going to get knocked out, so committing a second energy here is not going to be wise. So instead, I attach to the benched Dangerous Rogue Lycanroc, which also is not the right idea, and Marnie to disrupt a little bit. Karate Belt is useless at this point. I have exactly the one prize, so I'm never going to fall behind on prizes. But Raihan is going to be good to be able to potentially chain an attacker. Oh, and also Escape Rope. Escape Rope is going to be how I win the game. I have Grant in the discard pile, as well as... so I can just basically force a KO on anything else. Oh, Lady Smackdown DX. It's not affected. It's a shred plus does 220 damage. And the way Lycanroc, or the way Tyranitar works is it lost zones basically everything when you get knocked out. So he's going to go ahead with the Dusty Ruckus and put 3 on the Uxie. And see, this Lycanroc is going to be able to get KO'd by the T-Tar, so we don't want to put it in harm's way. So promoting the Uxie here, basically I'm committing to just kind of doing a little poke and throw it back into the deck and promote a fossil. And I think right now what I'm doing in my head is I'm kind of doing some math and realizing I've put the energy on the wrong Lycanroc. If I had attached the energy to the GX, I would have game. No, I wouldn't. No, never mind. It's fine. Yeah, I wouldn't have game because I would have to Raihan the energy, not be able to use Grant for turn. So either way, I have to basically stall out a turn, and I'm going to do that with a mechanic in this cube that is a little bit broken. And yeah, I'm thinking about the Escape Rope, but I realize, no, I can't play that Escape Rope yet. I have to wait because I'm not going to be able to get the KO on the Naganadel. So I'll Raihan to the correct Lycanroc, the one that can do 120 damage. Actually, does it matter? No, it doesn't matter. I could have... Whatever. I could have... Yeah, it honestly, in the end, did not really matter. And what I'm going to get from the deck is I'm going to get Old Amber, which is not going to count for a prize, even though when this card was printed, it did actually count for a prize. Oh, no, it didn't. Oh, no, yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. Yeah, this counts as a knocked out Pokemon. Yeah. So, but in this cube, it does not count as a knocked out Pokemon, so I'm going to get that with Raihan. I'll attach to Uxie. I'm going to use some cards in my hand just to thin. Yeah, we'll thin the Evo Incense. Bench the Old Amber and draw 3 with the barrel, and there we find some really good things. We find a pivot, we find an energy, and that's really at this point all that we need. Now, coming down to the wire here, in Phrutz' deck, he does have an Escape Rope. So if they find the Escape Rope, they win. I'm going to go ahead and Psychic Restore, throw the Uxie back in, and promote Old Amber, which means the T-Tar is just going to go for the Dusty Ruckus, and I'm going to promote Lycanroc, which can tank a hit from the T-Tar, and then we'll use Escape Rope to secure the final KO. What can happen from Phrutz is they can use their own Escape Rope and KO one of my bench guys. Because I am out of fossils. I only play 2 fossils. Just building up the backup attacker there. They're going to Goose Hala, discarding Scalper. I don't know what they're getting off the Goose Hala. Probably just thinning to potentially find this Escape Rope, because they have essentially another turn to find this Escape Rope. So, it's Goose Hala for nothing, and they'll go ahead and Dusty Ruckus. And this, we're realizing, oh yeah, these knocked out Entei and Old Amber need to go to the Lost Zone, as well as the fire energy attached to the Entei. And I'm just going to go ahead. I don't have anything to do. Phrutz has burned their only end, so I'm just going to kind of sit here and say, you don't have it, and hope they don't have it. They're just going to move some energy around. Arezu to search the deck for some evolutions. That Barrel would have been nice, but I was able to knock out the Bidoof earlier. And they're just going to swing for 130. And at this point, I've got the Tapu Koko to bench. I've got the Escape Rope, and that is game. And then Phrutz is going to show me here afterwards. The Escape Rope was the last prize. So, so really unfortunate for them. They played they played game 2 really well. I think going forward into game 3, if there was going to be a game 3, I was going to really not greed out and hold that Field Blower for the weakness policy. But yeah, I think Phrutz played really well considering the circumstances of the matchup. I think it's definitely in my favor. Weakness. It is a part of the TCG, and his deck does play around it a little bit, but sometimes just a little bit is not enough. But we're moving on to round 4 next time, and yeah, there's the Escape Rope that that would have won Phrutz game 2. But all right, we are rolling on. I think this puts me, because now I'm filming this way beyond when we did this. I think this puts me at 3-0. Yes, that puts me at 3-0. Yeah, this is round 3. Yeah, I'm gonna try and crank out a round 4 video really soon here, just to try and catch up. But hope you enjoyed, and there's lots more Cube content coming your way. One thing that I think I'm gonna try and do, if people are interested, I'm going to Knoxville Regional in about a month. So my own personal goal now, I am somebody who just because of work and my career, I'm not able to really make all of the regionals. But so I'm really still dipping my toe into the like formal competitive scene. But so I've attended Baltimore Regional in 2022, and then Pittsburgh Regional this past fall. Baltimore Regional over a year ago, I played Intel Zard. And I went 3-2-3. Not very good at all, but like good for my first time. And I played a very hard deck, I think, and a deck that was prone to tie, and I did tie a lot. But I quit after 8 rounds because I was like, okay, 3-2-3 is still a winning record, so I'm keeping that at my first time. And then last time around at Pittsburgh, I played Palkia and went 5-3-1. It was not a great meta call, but like school had just started, and I was like, well, this is the only deck I've been playing right now. We're just rolling up with it because I'd rather play something I really know. So 5-3-1, it felt really good for me. Now my goal I'm setting for Knoxville Regional is to not use a counter catcher if I am even or ahead on prizes. So no real big goals. But if I end up not making day 2 and I do some cubing, I'm gonna try and potentially bring some equipment to film my live in person draft. That's my goal. So hopefully I'll be able to do that, or hopefully you'll see me on stream because I've top 8'd. Yeah, right. But looking to keep the content rolling, and we'll see you next time.